Most working bands never look at sheet music on stage. Walk up to a gigging guitarist, a bass player, a session keyboard player, and ask to see what they read, and you will not find note heads on 5 lines. You will find a single page covered in chord names and little slanted marks. That page is a chord chart, and it can fit an entire song into 4 or 5 short lines. It does not tell you every note. It tells you the harmony and the form, the chords, and where they fall, and it trusts you to fill in the rest from your instrument. For a working musician, that is the whole job: know the chords, feel the beats, play it your way. So let us learn to read one of these pages, because once you can sit in with almost any band on almost any song. Start with the single most common thing on the chart, the bar. A chord chart is built out of bars, and each bar is a small box of time. Across the top of a bar sits the chord name, a letter like C or G or A minor, and that name is an instruction: from here on, play this chord. Underneath the name, inside the box, you will see a row of slanted strokes called rhythm slashes. Each slash is 1 beat. In a bar of 4 time you draw 4 slashes, and they mean strike this chord once on every beat: 1, 2, 3, 4. So a bar marked C with 4 slashes says hold a C chord and strum it 4 times, evenly, across the bar. Listen to that bar go by, for even strums of C with the count underneath. The slashes are the pulse you can see, and the chord name tells you what to hang on that pulse. 1 name, 4 beats, 1 box. That is the atom the whole chart is made of, and the slashes are about to tell you something the chord name never could. Here is the clever part of those slashes. They carry the groove, not the pitch. The chart does not tell you which strings to hit, which inversion to grab, how high or low to voice the chord. It trusts you to know how to build a C from wherever your hands already are. All the slashes carry is the rhythm, when the chord changes, and how the strums fall against the beat. Plain even slashes mean strum on every beat. But push some of them off the beat and the bar grooves instead of marching. Listen to a single held C chord, hit on the 1, then pushed onto the off beat, the same chord syncopated across the bar. Nothing about the chord changed. Only the placement of the hits changed, and the whole feel shifted. That is the deal a chord chart strikes with you. It writes the harmony and the timing, and it hands you the voicing. Which is exactly why a chart fits a song on 1 card. But charts have a weakness, and it shows up the moment a singer opens their mouth. Picture a chart written out in the key of G. The chords might run G, then C, then D, clean and simple, the way the guitarist worked it out at home. Now the singer arrives, and the song sits too low for their voice. They need it up in the key of B. Suddenly every chord name on the page is wrong. G has to become B, C has to become E, D has to become F sharp, and the band has to rewrite all of it in their heads, mid-set, under the lights, while the count is already ticking. Transpose 1 chord and you can manage. Transpose a whole chart by hand, fast, with no mistakes, in front of a crowd, and the wheels come off. The names are locked to 1 key, and a singer can ask for any key at all. So the chart that fit the song so neatly has quietly become a trap. The fix is to stop writing the names altogether. This is the idea Nashville session players made famous, and it is beautifully simple. Instead of writing each chord by its letter name, you write its number in the key. Take any major key and number the notes of its scale, 1 through 7. In the key of C, the first note C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7. Build a chord on each of those scale steps and you get the 7 chords of the key, and you label every chord by the step it stands on. So the home chord, the one built on the first note, is just called the 1. The chord on the 4th step is the 4. The chord on the 5th step is the 5. The chord built on the 6th step comes out minor, so you write it as 6 minor. Watch the chart change, the same boxes, the same slashes, but the names are gone, replaced by numbers that say where each chord sits in the key rather than what letter it happens to be. Now the magic shows up, because a numbered chart works in every key at once. The numbers describe the shape of the song, not the pitches, so they never change. Take the pattern 1, 4, 5. Call the song in the key of C, and 1 is C, 4 is F, 5 is G. Listen to 1 for 5 in C. Now the singer wants it in the key of G instead. You change nothing on the page. You just point the 1 at G. Now 1 is G, 4 is C, 5 is D. Listen to the very same 1 for 5, this time in G. Same numbers, same chart, a different key, and the band did not rewrite a thing. They heard the new home note and slid the whole pattern onto it. That is how a player who has never seen your song can transpose it on the spot. The chart told them the relationships, and relationships hold true in any key. To read these numbers fluently, learn what each one does. The 1 is home, the chord everything leans toward and finally rests on. The 5 is the chord with the most pull, the one that leans hard back into the 1 and makes an ending feel finished. The 4 is the broad, open step away from home that sets up that return. And the 6 minor is the relative minor, the shady cousin of the 1 that adds color without leaving the key. A huge share of popular songs live almost entirely inside those 4 chords. Take the pattern 1, 5, 6 minor, 4, the backbone of more hit songs than anyone can count. Listen to 1, 5, 6 minor, for roll past in a single key. Once your ear knows those 4 numbers, you are hearing the skeleton of half the radio, and you can call it out in whatever key the singer needs. So that is the chord chart and the number system that powers it. A chord chart strips a song down to its harmony and its groove, chord names with rhythm slashes, and trusts the player to voice the chords and feel the beats. The Nashville Number System goes one step further and trades the letter names for scale numbers, so the very same card works in any key a singer asks for, with no rewriting at all. Learn to see a song as 1, 4, 5, 6 minor instead of a fixed string of letters, and you can sit down with strangers and play. There is one more page a working musician carries, and it adds the missing layer back on top of the chords, the actual tune. Next we open the lead sheet, where the melody rides above these very symbols.